our kettle stopped working. Let's see if we can fix it. So this video is going to be about fixing this kettle, getting it back up and running rather than buying a new one. So look, when we turn that on like that, the LEDs come on. That's telling me there's power from the lead. Yeah, so if you hadn't got power from the lead, these LEDs wouldn't even come on. So we've got power to the unit, but when we turn this on, which is down, we're not getting the heating element switching on. So either the heating element's damaged or it's something to do with this switch here. So let's check this out. Now, if you haven't got your lights on or anything, then we need to check that we've got power here. And we can put a voltmeter in that point there and there. So I'm going to go and do that now, just so that you can see how to do that. So let's go and get the voltmeter. So I've got my voltmeter, turn it there to the wavy line and the V, 240 volts. So now, the way they work, look, if you look down there, you just see it in there, look, there's a little connector there. Touch it, look, I've got 240 volts. So that's between there and there. So I know that that's all right, so that's all good. Okay, so let's go and take this outside and we'll fix it. We're back outside now, because it's really hot inside. So look, there's it, there's you got. So we've got these safety screws on here. Now, a little trick, if you look at they're like the triangle. If you haven't actually got the triangle one, just find yourself a screwdriver that will actually fit in across two sides, and we can use that to undo that. All right, so I've got a little stand there. If you push that in there like that, look, push it in, and then you can turn it. There, look. It's not perfect, but they come out. There we are. I'll do this one here. That one's out. Last but not least, you just have to get a screwdriver that's the right size for the threads. Sorry, right size for the slot. There you are. So those three are out. Oh, will this come apart? Ah, no. Okay, so that's telling me something to do with this handle here. Okay, the way this is working, this handle here, so I've got the bottom loose, I've got to take this handle off. So I reckon I've got to split this here. So let me get my screwdriver in here, and I reckon I can pop off this cover. Give it a go. So look, we managed to clip that off like that. So that, there we are. Let me get that out. Right, so I reckon there's two screws there, look. Let's undo those two screws there. Right, so then I think we just, look there, that lifts that off there. We've got very hard water here, so it comes straight off the mountain. So that looks like that bit there comes off. Okay, that comes out there. Right, now let's see what happens on this bottom bit here. Okay, so what we found, look, that now comes out. So we turn that upside down. Let's go up here, look. And we can see this whole system here, how this works. Now, you've got contacts here. That one's looking a little bit, and I reckon these contacts have been... Okay, listen. Let's get our voltmeter and we turn it to... There we are. Turn to the continuity. So what that means is that if I touch these two together, I'll get a sound. So that means that's checking that I've got continuity on the wire. So what I reckon we can do is we check we've got continuity from, say, here. That is touching that properly. So if we check we've got continuity from there to this point down here in the switch, and we'll keep working our way through and check where it doesn't work, where there's no continuity. So it's hard to do this with one hand, but I've checked the continuity from there obviously to there, that works, but when I put it on there it doesn't work. So it's telling me that it's the join between there and there is not look, it's come off. So I reckon we need to solder that joint. Look, it's come off, see? So I need to put a bit of solder on there See what we saw. So let me go and get my soldering iron. We'll see if we can crack on. I'll put a link to this in the description because these are brilliant. It's a little gas operated one. Yep. So I'll spark this up. I'll see if we can heat that up, and we'll solder those two together. Put a blob on there, and that's stuck. That's stuck there hard. So now if I do a continuity again from that connector there, have continuity, and if that's the case, then we can try and put this back and see if it works. I have to do it with 2 hands, but I've checked continuity and it works from there to there. So let's go and let's start putting this back together, and I'll go and get the power source and we'll see if it works. Back in the kitchen, I haven't connected all the handle up and everything, just put a bit of water in it so it doesn't thing. So let's test it. Oh, there you are. So that's telling me that the switch is now working, but I think the connector in this little thing here is a little bit. So we'll take that apart and just check that out as well. Look, so that's now working. That's working, which tells me the heater element's working. But if you notice when I turned it, yeah, so that is actually the LEDs that are flickering. So that's telling me straight away that it's not that. It's in here. So we'll take this apart. I think there's some screws and clip. Right. So we've got so that had 2 faults on it. First one was the kettle, the switch, and the second one is here. But we knew that was working because the lights came on. Because they're now flickering, that's telling me that the main power supply here. So there's a little connector in there. When I put my voltmeter probe in there, I've probably bent it or something. So we'll need to take that out and straighten that up. So now I can put this back together again, and I know that it works. So that's a kettle saved. Well, at the moment the kettle bit is working, but let's go back and check. Okay, I'm back out. That's all been put back together again. I'm going to get myself a big tripod so that you can see me doing these sort of things, because I'm struggling a bit when it's just like with camera with a phone and just one hand trying to do stuff. So that's done. The power's over there. Let's get that over here and we'll try and fix that. So I'm definitely certain that the problem is the connector down there, which I can barely see, which you used to be able to see. Okay, so I think this is clipped here and here, and maybe these 2 screws. So let me try and take that off. So that unclips, but this one's screwed. So we just got on, and there again these safety screws. So we'll just probably get a smaller screwdriver for them, and we'll take those out. A little bit of a smaller screwdriver head. So, but they come out. Look. Difficult to do this on video, but it's coming out a lot. There we are. There's one out. I'll take the second one there. Really hot here at the moment. Right, there we are. We've got that off. I thought that held that. It does, but look, we can have a look in here now and see what's cooking. So let me get my beady eyes in that. So what I've done, look, is I've pushed my screwdriver on that one there, which I think is the earth, and let's bent it down a bit more because it was sticking too far up. So I reckon what happened, you put this in there, that metal ring wasn't actually even touching the earth. So let me just try that before I put this cap back on. I've got my power supply here, look. I've got no water in it, so you don't want to be pouring in it, but just, yeah, light comes on. Yeah, light comes on. Yeah, okay, I think we have fixed it. I definitely think we have fixed that now. So now what I'm going to do is I already clipped that back in there. I'm going to put my 2 screws back in there. And then this thing is working. We'll go inside and we'll test it with some water. But while we're here, if you like the channel, subscribe. If you like the video, send me a comment or a thumbs up. And just remember, the whole point of this video is to get you to fix things and feel good about them. And then that builds to more fixing and just generally feeling good about yourself, because you fix things rather than throw everything away and buy something new. And then just remember, the very, very, very important bit is you can do it. So what I'm going to do now, screw this back in, and we will go inside, put some water in, and see if I can make myself a cup of tea. So we're inside. We have got this back on, look, and that's not flickering. I'm going to spin that around on the base. So that's it, that connector's sorted. It's now building some, it's making a nice cup of tea. So we fixed it. Well done. So let's go outside and we'll see what tools I use. I'll put a link to the tools in the description. So let's go outside. A cup of tea. I'll make a cup of tea and we'll go outside with my tea. Tea ready. I've got some milk in there already. A cup of tea now. We're not fixing these things 100% to save money. It's also time. I mean, you'd have had to gone out, drive somewhere, go and find yourself a new one, or go on the internet, buy a new, search for a new kettle, buy a kettle, click, and fixing this, it means one, it's not going to get thrown away. That's the best way of recycling and protect the environment, so to speak. But that doesn't need to be made again. It's going to be working fine. It'll keep going. The only thing that will make this kettle kaput is if the heater element goes. Until that happens, this kettle will be always work. It doesn't matter what kettle you've got; they all work on the same sort of principle, especially the new ones where it clip in like that. You've got connectors here that you've got to make sure are working. So you get voltmeter and check that they're there, but also you've got to check that they're actually touching this. Yeah. And the way we can do that with these new ones with the LEDs is, look, as soon as you turn the LEDs, they work. But if you turn it like that on its base and those LEDs flicker, then you know there's a dodgy connection between the base stand and this. If the lights are on but you don't get any hot water, it means there's a connection between this switch and the heater element, or the heater element is completely blown. They don't really blow these days, not so often anyway. So that's it. So let's go outside now and we'll quickly look at the tools. I was actually working and then suddenly I went to make a cup of tea and I couldn't because it is broken, so I had to fix it and divert. So the tools I used was just a Dremel. Now these are really good. Honestly, get yourself one of these, or whatever one you decide to get. Get yourself a soldering iron because you'll always need one. This is a little gas one, which means I can use it anywhere. So you basically fill it up there with a cigarette lighter canister, and then you can start it and run it anywhere. I mean, it has its disadvantages in the sense that it's hot, but not just on the end there. So it has an exhaust port here for the gas. So you've got to be careful where you're using it. You don't melt things around it. But I can really say I've used that for like bumpers and all sorts of things that you need to met. And so that's why actually there's some staples in there, because staples are great for bumpers and stuff like that when you want to connect to crack up. This is all the kit. So I'll put a link to that one. So that's done. I used a little file there just to clean up those connections before I soldered them. A couple of flathead screwdrivers because I haven't got the safety screwdriver bit. Best if you have, but I haven't. And then your good old voltmeter. It's well worth getting one of these for everything. You use it for all the cars, for anything. You're generally using it all the time, so you need yourself a good little voltmeter. I'll put a link to this. I chose this one because it's just got a nice little box. You can put your electrical bits and bobs in it. It's got some other leads here, flying leads, and a temperature sensor either. So I'll put all that back. Make sure you turn these things off, although this one has got an auto turn off, which I think a lot of them do now. Okay, so they're the tools I used. Like I say, I hope you like the video. If you like the channel, subscribe. Come and join the family of like-minded fixers and feeling good about it. And just remember the most important thing: you can do it.